clash of water and fire, the cycle of heaven and the fate of civilization. In the cosmic cycle of heaven's way, the clash between Psi and Hai, fire and water, marks the struggle of two opposing poles. The year 2025 belongs to fire, the yang within yin. November, in contrast, belongs to water, the yin within yin. Both share the same polarity, yet differ in essence. Thus, their conflict does not manifest on the surface, but stirs in the depths. For this reason, the collision of water and fire seldom erupts with thunderous noise. It unfolds as a silent collapse. It is not a fleeting turmoil, but a structural transformation. So it is with heaven and earth. So it is with human affairs. In nature, the conflict of water and fire is often symbolized by a reversal of vital currents. Fire ought to rise, water ought to descend. Yet when the two collide, the world witnesses the anomaly of fire sinking to the earth, water rising to the sky. The crust grows restless, and the climate falls out of balance, sometimes scorching as flame, sometimes frozen as iron. Mountains burn, or floods rage without end. The sky appears calm, yet its vital currents run in reverse. Those clear, cloudless days that seem tranquil are in fact the moments when heaven and earth hold their breath. The stillness before creation stirs. The silence before the storm is born. Natural disasters. The alternation of extreme heat and cold becomes the surface expression of this inversion. In different regions and realms, volcanic fires burst beneath the seas, stirring massive waves. The roaring of the deep gives birth to tempests that strike the land. Gales become the punishment of humankind for its imbalance. In the realm of human affairs, the clash of water and fire symbolizes the confrontation between power and belief, between the impulsive advance of Trump's regime and the traditional political conventions of the United States, between reality and ideal. When citizens find their lives disrupted by the words and deeds of power, the result is a decline in quality of life, a state utterly different from expectation. Fire represents rule and order. Water stands for thought and movement. In America, fire is the Trump administration, while water is the Democratic Party and the ordinary people. When fire seeks to solidify and water to dissolve, civilization faces a fracture. This reflects, in essence, the core of the US-China struggle, the opposition between systems and ideologies. The old order, like sci-fire, is fierce and self-assured. The new force, like high water, is hidden and profound. When the tension between them reaches its limit, human society enters a period of reformation. Political structures are rewritten, economic laws rearranged, and faith re-examined and reborn. Across nations, conflicts between governments, citizens, and oppositions grow increasingly severe. Demonstrations, strikes, and protests simmer, ready to ignite. Two opposing systems and ideologies hurl curses at one another. Inflation and tariffs drive prices to soar beyond control. Global trade trembles with instability. The final reckoning edges toward open confrontation, an exchange where 10,000 are slain, yet 8,000 of one's own are lost. When water and fire collide, authority becomes enshrouded in fog. Institutions flicker like uncertain flames. Yet the will of the people surges like a hidden tide, soft yet unyielding. Beneath the surface calm, the silent fission of society proceeds. The struggle between elites and masses, conservatives and radicals, reality and faith will eventually propel an irreversible transformation. America's present political landscape mirrors precisely this moment of water and fire unfulfilled. The fire wanes, but is not extinguished. The water rises, but has not yet overflowed. Party division, polarized opinion, and vacillating diplomacy are all signs of fire descending and water ascending. Yet the way of heaven never ends in destruction. It begins anew through it. The Psi-Hai clash, though fierce, heralds renewal. When fire meets water, vapor is born. Through collision comes change, and within change lies opportunity. Only after the old order is washed away can a new balance emerge. As the flood enriches the soil and thunder cleanses the air, so too does nature achieve harmony through ruin and humanity awaken through crisis. As this pattern of water-fire conflict unfolds across the earth, natural disasters and human turmoil are but the outward signs. At its core, it is civilization's self-adjustment. The frenzy of technology, the extremity of climate, the rift in politics, the disorder of faith, all these are not meaningless chaos, but the universe reshaping itself through human hands. Fire no longer reigns alone, water no longer endures in silence. Their union shall give birth to a new world. Thus the confrontations among great powers are no longer mere contests for territory, but struggles over the direction of civilization itself. The social contradictions of our age are not simply between wealth and poverty, or race and race, but between the human heart and its institutions. The clash of water and fire reminds us that all extremes move towards self-dissolution, and all division conceals the seed of new unity. The cycle of heaven never ceases, and its pattern pervades all things. When the sky above my home in Las Vegas grows clouded once more, it will signify more than a change of weather. It will echo the world's transformation. Water and fire shall at last be reconciled, and from the ashes of turmoil, a new order will rise. This is the ultimate meaning of their collision. Heaven and earth stirred, yin and yang made whole again, and humankind finding its place anew amid the storm. All these movements shall unfold within the 31 days following the first week of November.